speaking of crazy Democrats, I know this is kind of a hard segue. I'm going to just shove this one in there. Alcee Hastings has been sued for sexual harassment.
Our friend Alcee Hastings, really?
Yeah,
Oh man, what
my
did Alcee do?
well, it says that between 2008 and February of 2010, Hastings was on you may find it right here, a commission on security in Europe. Okay, and he offered this woman, Packer. Let me see if I go back to the top of the story and get her real name. Winsome. That's right, Winsome Packer. What a great name, Winsome. And I guess in this case she lost some, but but he hired her. She's a Republican, and this is where the story gets kind of strange. So he offered her a quote prestigious position with the commission in Vienna, and repeatedly told her that once she had found and settled into her new apartment in Vienna, he would come to Vienna and stay with her for a week.
You go, Alcee, huh?
Okay.
That-
Um, and he just made these comments to her. He and just saying a lot of really interesting things. Allegedly. Maybe she
yeah, it
has
says what
tapes,
is
maybe
that?
not.
Packer also names Commission Staff Director Fred Turner for allegedly not halting the harassment.
Right.
Oh.
It was like, hey, I told you, Fred, that I didn't like what Mr. Hastings was saying, and you're gonna get it too. But for Hastings, apparently he made some comment in a scanning through this article. I can't find it, but he said he was amazed at how congresswomen could start the session early in the morning and go through all these long nights when the House was in session extra long and only have one pair of underwear.
Oh, Alcee, man. Alcee's just. But I tell you, I'm not really surprised by this though. I mean, I think of Alcee Hastings, and he's very near and dear to my heart, as most people are aware down here in South Florida. And I say that with a little bit of sarcasm. But where else but in Florida? Where else but in America? The great democracy that we are. Can someone, a federal judge, get thrown off the bench for corruption, for bribery,
Yeah.
and then get elected to Congress and serve in Congress and actually think that the world might tip if 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 and this is just too funny for me. Oh man, this is cracking me up.
Get it
Alcee's
out, John. Get it
Alcee
out.
Alcee's just a piece of work. Yeah, he thought the world would actually tip to one side if the water moved. He said that on the floor of Congress one day, and everyone just looked at him like, "What are you talking about?" But then he comes in with this harassment suit. Well, yeah, why am I not surprised? I mean, this is like being surprised when Jesse Jackson showed up in Wisconsin. Was anyone surprised? I think the only surprise in Jesse being there was that his like lifelock buddy wasn't there,
Sharpton.
Mister Al Sharpton, who says he's a reverend, but he's not a reverend. He has
The irreverent Al Sharpton.
yeah, he's something else, all right. But a reverend is what he is not. At least like Reverend Jesse Jackson. Jesse got some training. He's a certified ordained. He's got something on the wall he can hang up and go, yeah, see, I earned it. Al Sharpton just made it up.
No, you can go. You can. There's these courses online. It takes like 25 minutes, and then you could be an ordained minister in the church of such and such. So he could be a reverend.
Well, I remember Sharpton from back in the Tawana Brawley days, and
Yay!
he was calling himself a reverend back then. And back then, he's not a reverend. What church are you a part of? Where do you preach at? And he had no answer for him. And I remember they asked him the question, And this was on like probably on NBC News, Eyewitness News in New York, back in the day. And this would have been sometime, I guess, in the mid to late 70s. And he just had this deer in the headlights look. He had no answer for him, and he just turned and walked away. so,
Wow.
so when I look at these guys, I see Jackson, and and I see Hastings. They're all in the same pot. I see them all in the same pot, and it's unfortunate that there are people out there who just looking for any opportunity that they can, and it's all about them. It's not about anyone else. It's not about serving the public. It's about serving themselves, and that's exactly what comes off when I listened to Jesse today, out there talking, and it was on Fox News, and I'm trying to think of her name right now, the afternoon host, the one who's she's about to deliver her baby. She's about 9 months pregnant, and she was interviewing Jesse, and she kept asking him a question, and he just kept going off, but he wouldn't answer the question. And she kept saying, "I'm going to ask you the question again," and he wouldn't answer the question because the question didn't make him look good. He kept coming out with the same stuff. That's about it.